Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine, say, a luxury hotel deciding to just remove room service. Sounds absurd, right? But what if that seemingly radical choice actually led to, like, massive success? Think Aloft Hotels, maybe. Or a car company like Tesla getting rid of traditional dealerships entirely.
Yeah, what you're pointing to there is this concept called reverse positioning.
Mm.
It's a really powerful and often kind of counterintuitive branding
I love it.
strategy.
Counterintuitive. How so?
Well, we're talking about brands that deliberately eliminate features you'd normally expect in their category, like core features sometimes. But then, and this is key, they strategically add unexpected benefits, higher value stuff often.
So taking away with one hand, adding something surprising with the other.
Exactly. It really challenges how we think about value. And you often see it pop up in mature markets, where customers are maybe a bit overwhelmed by too many features they don't even really use. So removing something can actually feel like, well, like a relief.
Huh. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting then. We're going to dig into this strategic contradiction. Try to understand the psychology behind why it works. And look at how some really innovative brands managed to turn what looked like a weakness into an incredible strength. Basically giving you a shortcut to getting smart on this surprising approach.
It's fascinating, psychologically speaking.
Hmm.
Our brains, they're like prediction machines, right? And when a brand messes with those predictions, but does it thoughtfully, it creates what psychologists call a pattern interrupt.
A pattern interrupt.
Yeah, it's a cognitive jolt. It doesn't just make the brand stick in your mind. It can actually change what you expect value or convenience to look like.
Hmm.
Think about Commerce Bank. They used to close earlier than other banks. Seemed crazy, right?
Hmm.
Bad for business.
Yeah, sounds like it.
They open on Sundays. And they had these free coin counting machines everyone loved. They shifted resources from late hours nobody used much to things customers really wanted but weren't getting elsewhere. And their business exploded, like from $1 billion to over $50 billion in assets.
Wow. So it's not just removing stuff randomly. It's about where you reinvest those resources, smart reallocation. So how do brands actually do this? You mentioned patterns. Our sources break it down.
Yeah, there seem to be about four main ways, four powerful patterns that brands use to execute this kind of thing.
Okay, let's get into them. The first one, you said sometimes less is more.
Right. That brings us to what we could call the strategic subtractor. This is all about deliberately removing expected features, maybe features that are actually a bit burdensome to simplify things for the customer and, free up resources.
Okay, like who?
Casper is a perfect example, the mattress in a box company. They totally eliminated the traditional mattress showroom. The pushy salespeople awkwardly lying on beds in public.
Yeah, not fun.
Exactly. Everyone thought you had to try a mattress first. But Casper realized that whole experience actually added stress, not value, for a lot of people. So they replaced it with a simple online purchase, a long home trial, 100 nights, and boom, billion-dollar company in just 4 years. Trader Joe's kind of does this too, right? Fewer choices, but high quality, less overwhelm.
It's funny, we just accepted the showroom thing, didn't we? Okay, so that's subtracting. What about flipping a weakness on its head? Taking something negative and owning it.
Yeah, that's pattern number 2, the category inverter. This is where a brand takes what everyone sees as a weakness or a limitation in their industry, and they consciously frame it as a unique advantage.
Like IO.
Think Avis. Remember Avis, always number 2 behind Hertz? Instead of hiding it, they leaned right into it. Their slogan, "We try harder."
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
They made being number 2 a promise of better service, more effort. It was so honest, so refreshing. That campaign ran for like 50 years. And in the first 4 years alone, their market share jumped 28%.
That's bold. Just owning the underdog status. Okay, so we've got subtracting and inverting. What's next? You mentioned something about what customers say versus what they do.
Right. That leads to the expectation arbitrager. Arbitrage like in finance, but with expectations. This strategy basically plays on the gap between what customers claim they want and what really drives their choices and behavior.
Okay, explain that one.
Southwest Airlines is the classic example. They got rid of assigned seats, meal service, first-class cabins, all the stuff traditional airlines insisted passengers valued. But Southwest saw that underneath it all, what most travelers really cared about was price, affordability, and convenience.
Just get me there cheaply and on time.
Pretty much. So they offered super low prices, free checked bags, lots of frequent flights, and look at them consistently, the most profitable airline in the U.S. for years. IG Direct did something similar with banking, no branches, but way higher interest rates. They arbitraged the need for physical banks versus the desire for better returns.
So it's about digging deeper than the surface request to find the real value driver. Okay, one pattern left. This one sounds maybe the riskiest, admitting
It
flaws.
can seem that way, yeah. This is the vulnerability transformer.
Here, a brand deliberately highlights something competitors would definitely try to hide. They turn a limitation, or even a past mistake, into a virtue.
Whoa. Like, who would do that?
Domino's. Remember their "Our Pizza Was Terrible" campaign?
Oh my gosh, yes, that was shocking.
Totally shocking. They publicly admitted their old recipe was bad. In an industry obsessed with tasting great and perfection, this was unheard of. But by owning their flaws so openly, they created this space in people's minds to actually believe their new, improved pizza might be good. Sales shot up, their stock price went through the roof, like over 2,000% increase since then.
Incredible. Just by being honest about being bad before. Yeah, VW did it way back with the Beatles Think Small campaign in the 60s. American cars were huge, but they embraced being small and different. So wrapping up, what's really striking here is that reverse positioning, it isn't just, a clever marketing trick. It's more fundamental. It's about rethinking how value is created in the first place. It turns weaknesses or things you leave out into real strengths. Creates that pattern interrupt we mentioned, makes a brand stick. We saw it with Casper ditching showrooms, Avis owning number 2, Southwest focusing only on low cost, Domino's admitting failure. All different ways of strategically subtracting or inverting or playing on expectations or even transforming vulnerability.
So, what does this all boil down to for you listening? Well, in a world just crammed with choices, constant upgrades, more features, maybe too many features, this deep dive raises a pretty important question for all of us, I think. What could we maybe courageously remove in our work, in our lives perhaps, and what unexpected value could we create by doing that? Something to maybe mull over as you navigate your own choices.